So what's the Grape Explorer talking about today? Oh, do we have a really interesting wine to talk about today? And I'm all about discovery, as you know. So I just wanted to share this discovery with you. This is a sweet wine from the southwest part of France, which is from an area called Pacherenc du Vic Bihl. And that is a lot to say, but this wine has a lot to say. So when I was tasting this wine, and I want to give a hats off to the representative of this wine, Enio Milan. This is called Chateau de Gayon. This is a sweet wine. And when I say that, it's they do make a dry version of this wine, but this is made almost in a sauterne kind of style. But because it's Petit Manseng and because it's almost in like a sherry kind of like style, it's a very, very unique wine that people don't usually see. But look at the vintage on it. It's 2010. And if you can see the color, it looks like the orange wines that we had talked about from Slovenia and from other areas. But again, 100% Petit Manseng. And this has got a very, very interesting story. And again, I want to show you, this is the Pyrenees here. And this is all the way to the south, very close to the Spanish border. But we want to talk a little bit about the name of the producer is David Ebert. So David, quite a fascinating guy. He is an architect from Chicago. We're going to get a chance to talk about his next wine on the next video. But he's a cyclist, so he was riding his doing like marathon bike riding through this area, and he came across this area in Madiron. And he actually fell in love with it. Talk about a dreamer. Okay, now here's a guy from Chicago. There's no vineyards in Chicago, believe it or not. It's brewery areas and you get distilleries, but there's no vineyards there. So hats off. This is an American guy who, it's the dream. I guess it's all of our dreams, isn't it? To just do something that, is just totally out there. And hats off to this guy because he just fell in love with this whole area and region. And he bought this ancient winery, which was, when I say, you're going back to the 14th century, and he wanted to turn it around, and he was even happy just to sell the grapes to the local co-op, but when he found out the amount of money that they were going to give him, he said, the heck with that, I'm going to start producing my own wine. So this is fabulous wine, and when you taste a wine like this, of course, not everybody gets a chance to do this like I do. So when you go to a lot of these places and events, and I'm always intrigued about things like that. This is just a grilled nuts and almonds and just fabulous, fabulous wine. So when you taste it, it's like butterscotch candy, toffee. It's just got all of that apricots, like almost dried apricots in the back of the finish. And again, being a 2010, it's had a chance to really strut its stuff. But this is one wine that I find really fascinating. And I wanted to talk about this area. And for one more time, I'm going to tell you, this is Pacherenc du Vic Bihl. And that is not an easy wine to say for most of us. But at the same time, this is fabulous wine. And I wanted to bring this to the plate today. Chateau de Gayon. And one of the best underrated wines in all of France, right near Madiron. And again, this is a Grape Explorer, and I'm always trying to bring really interesting wines to the plate. Wow, did I bring one here today? Cheers.